Hey guys, welcome to 1984. Okay, so today's question of the day is, who is more evil, Microsoft or Apple? Alright guys, are you ready? Look, and bing! Alright, and the answer is both! They're both evil. They're both pretty damn evil. They're both pretty flippin' evil. If you guess Microsoft, you're right. And if you guess Apple, you're right as well. So let's start with the evil of Microsoft. So I boycotted, didn't want to have to do anything with Microsoft for years because I know just through my research, one of the reasons that I become awake is because Bill Gates is a huge eugenicist, and his vaccine agenda is responsible for hundreds of thousands of people, maybe even millions of people dying. Okay, he's always pushing vaccines. He's been linked to India. I know he was getting sued in India because his organization went in and told village people that didn't speak English, got them to take the Gardasil shot. Like thousands of people have been paralyzed. Thousands of people have been paralyzed from his polio vaccines or dead that he's been promoting. He's also been linked to vaccine programs in Africa where people didn't want to get vaccinated, and they figured out that vaccines are making them sterile or killing them or paralyzing them, and they denied or they rejected the vaccines, and they would go into the villages in the middle of the night and get them vaccinated. So I was like, I don't like Bill Gates. He's a eugenicist, okay? So I don't want to have anything to do with Microsoft. Now, this whole thing with Apple, I know that they just gave their keys to iCloud keys to China, and they won't even give it to people in this own country. I mean, that's pretty evil too. They have suicide nets and slave factories and stuff. Microsoft has slave factories as well. So I was reading comments of other people's videos that have been talking about this, and there are people that are like, I'm through with Apple. So, I mean, if you go to Microsoft, you're just gonna get another side of the same evil. They're both evil in different ways, okay? They're both evil. Microsoft, I know, gives people the capacity to build their own computer, and Apple doesn't. So that's kind of a plus. Not that they get a pass, because they're still going to hell. But, if you want to take that route, Microsoft is better for that, and their products are cheaper, where Apple's are overpriced, and you don't really get say-so in how you want your device to be. So, I don't think that, at this point in time, I'm going to say I'm not judging who uses what. I have both products now, and I'm using them to help take these MFers down. Because at the end of the day, we are so dependent on this technology that we have to use some of it in order to survive in today's society. Now, with that said, honestly, I'm usually very optimistic, but I think that we really do have a window of time before this technology is beyond our control. A lot of it already is, or it's just not going to be existent anymore. I just think that the way that we're using the resources, we're building all of these electronics, and they're non-biodegradable. They're not biodegradable. The electricity that we're using, the nuclear power plants, are terrible. They're a great invention, but they're terrible. And supposedly there's free energy. We did a podcast on a guy talking about, I think it was QEG machines a while ago. I haven't seen it for myself. I think free energy exists, but supposedly the technology is being oppressed or kept from us, so we don't have access to it. So in order to have these thriving cities and the society, the technological societies that we live in now, we have to use nuclear power, which is terrible. I had no idea how bad nuclear power was until Fukushima. I didn't know. I was completely ignorant. I didn't know you can't just turn it off. Fukushima's still leaking, by the way, you guys. So God forbid anybody in any one of these, a plant gets attacked, then, it's wow. Whew. Anyway, I don't even want to think about that, but yeah, it's pretty bad. We get hit with one of those IBC, I don't know the name of the missiles, I think I'm saying it wrong, but just the missiles that can take out all our technology. We're messed up. And you know, even if you're a techno head and you're like, oh, this is really great, we're so advanced, I think honestly we're not. We've devolved. You know, the more I think about history, the more I see how easy it is to hijack a generation and keep information from them, and so the next generation is completely ignorant how things were before. The more likely it is that you know, there was a time when we did have this is gonna sound crazy, but I don't care, but we did have telekinetic powers, and we did, like, the internet was our, instead of the internet, we had, like, you know, we were able to communicate telepathically and use telekinesis and, you know, ESP. I think we were able to do that. But now the whole World Wide Web is great, but it's very surface, right? And it keeps us dependent. If we knew how to read people's mind and telepathically connect, that's just another version of the internet which makes us empowered, because we're using our own body, our own sewer, our own vessel to be able to do that, instead of depending on outside forces to be able to do it. You look at people like Steve Jobs and Charmad Polyhapatia that don't let their children use their own technology that they were either in charge of, that they invented themselves, then you know that something is seriously wrong. I think we do have a small window of time to get as much information out as we can to people, to connect with as many people as we can that are like-minded. And yeah, I don't think it's gonna last forever. So use them both to get the job done. That's what I say, because they're both evil. So just by you going to Microsoft isn't going to solve the problem, or going to Apple, by choosing one over the other is not going to solve the problem of evil. Use these tools that they've created to weaken us and to enslave us against them. That's the only chance that we have right now. So anyway, that's my thoughts. I can't believe I got that out pretty fast, hopefully succinctly enough. Anyway, all right guys, think on that. Peace, truth, and love. Mwah.